Hey everyone, it's been a while. This is the first time I've done any sort of recording for Marshall Way in quite some time. But I have some updates and I thought this might be cool. Just do a little wander and talk about it. So as most are aware, I have not been putting out much material either with myself, content with myself, or with Shihan Terry for Real Talk. And there's some reasons for that. Take a bit of a hiatus for a while, but I've been dealing with some stuff. A lot of people who follow me or read my blog know I've had issues in the past with my back and even had a bit of a issue with it when I was moving a year or so ago, but resolved itself. But beyond that, I have a couple more than two. I have multiple herniated discs in my neck, and it's gotten pretty serious. It's gotten to the point where, and I've discussed this a little bit, I think on Real Talk with Terry, but it's gotten to the point where I'm losing use of my arms. Starting with my right one, I have muscle loss in my right arm. There's a couple of muscles don't work there. For example, simple example I always use to people is like holding a cup. Seems like something you don't think about too often, but if I try to hold a cup and I rotate it, the cup will fall out of my hand. So we've been monitoring it, doing physio and doing all kinds of different stuff. But progressively it got worse and started moving into my left arm. Even though I'm right-handed, my left arm was the one that was stabilized enough. And it was kind of scary. So I went in and they did more MRIs, and sure enough, they validated that it is deteriorating. So the only option that they really put forward for me, because of the condition that it's in and impinging and atrophy of the arms, is to do surgery through the front, where you cut through the neck, move the windpipe to the side, remove two discs that are causing most of the issues and replace them with artificial disc. Obviously this sounds incredibly invasive, which it is. Not only invasive, it's incredibly dangerous. It's a super long recovery and no guarantees at the end of that recovery either of what to expect. I know folks who have done it, some successful and some not. Even the successful ones still had some sort of issues. So it was becoming pretty disheartening. So I decided to look into a different avenue. Because the other thing too, they told me if I do this surgery, there's a high probability I may not be able to do martial arts again. So I decided to take a different avenue. So I'm going to a place in Mexico, the Cellular Performance Institute, I believe it's called. It's the same place that Joe Rogan always shouts out. A lot of fighters, combat athletes, and other professional athletes go there for similar, and they really believe they can help me. So we'll be having stem cells injected directly into my spine, into my disc, as well as an IV drip, and plus other things they do like NAD and some other modalities for healing. I will be there for 1 week. Very short recovery. I'll be right back to work after. What they've told me though is I will have to take a bit of a hiatus after, because the way the stem cells work, they're healing issues within the body. So if I happen to go rolling or practice at all and I happen to have an injury or a slight injury, the stem cells will direct themselves to that. So I have to take some time off just to let them do their thing. What I've seen from this though is remarkable. There's one fighter, his name is escaping now, who has almost identical to what I have, same atrophy, the arms, everything. Had the stem cells done, and within 6 months, all symptoms are gone, and there's no indication even in his MRI that he's even has issues now. So it's incredible. So I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but this is the only avenue I have. The unfortunate part about it is it's extremely expensive, at least for me. I mean, if you're a pro athlete or something, it's not a big deal, but somebody like myself who, just have my day job, it's going to cost me roughly $27,000 Canadian. So yeah, it's a hit. But you know, I have incredible support and people telling me, you know, because I was pretty hesitant about doing it because I was thinking about the financial thing. But honestly, health is more important, and if I could save myself being butchered open, you know, just by doing stem cells, then, and if it works, like, how can I say no? I got no choice in the matter. So this leads me to the next thing. So now you kind of understand what some of the stuff I've been dealing with, and it's not just the physical. Like, although, you know, losing use kind of sucks of your arms and that, it's you know, and the pain or whatnot, those things I could deal with. It's the psychological of it. It's so tough, like when your body is deteriorating, like the arms and stuff. Like, I wish I could, if I had two hands, I could show you even where muscles have disappeared here. It's plagues really, it's really hard. I'm not getting any younger either, so it's a tough situation. I'll give you a little bit of better scenery. Here we go. So I made a promise to myself, so I'm going to change things up a little bit. So yes, been on hiatus due to a lot of this stuff and dealing with it, not to mention all the nonsense we've been dealing with here in Canada. That also affects you as well. I mean, only up until recently, I couldn't even travel. So luckily I can even travel now. Anyway, rambling. So the next thing is the blog. So the Marshall Way, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I thought this is going to be a good time to do it now, especially if I'm going to be taking a little time off. I'm turning it into a book. So a lot of people have been asking me if a condensed version of all my different posts that I did from the beginning when I started the Marshall Way. And I've started doing it, but it takes a lot of work because I got to go through and re-edit them and stuff, and just look for mistakes and stuff. I want to keep the essence will be the same, not changing anything, but just look for mistakes and stuff. And I'm going to release that in the fall as a book, The Marshall Way. You know, my journey into Kyokushin. But then thanks to Pavel, actually had a great idea. I've started jiu-jitsu. Shout out to my amazing professor, Professor Greg Us. King Jiu-Jitsu, Professor Greg King. It's been absolutely amazing and mind-opening. Like, it's not only has it been incredible as starting as a new, fresh journey as a white belt again. I love it. Beyond that, it's unlocking so much for me in my previous, in the Kyokushin, the Kempo, all the stuff I've done. It's opened up so much. It's expanding my mind. So the idea is now in the Marshall Way to do the jiu-jitsu years. So I'm still going to keep doing the Kyokushin stuff, but I want to talk about my journey now into jiu-jitsu, which you know, it's only been a few months. I haven't been there very long, and now I'm even going to probably have to take a hiatus once I come back from stem cells. But that is my goal: is to continue with the jiu-jitsu, do chronological posts with it, and you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to do blogs or podcasts or what the heck I'm going to do with it yet, but it'll be a mixed bag of content for sure. But talk about that journey, and especially as I, you know, deal with this stuff around the medical things. And on that note, even that journey, when I head down to Mexico, I'm going to capture it all. I'm going to be live blogging or live feeding and blogging, doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to take you along the journey of Scott going to Tijuana, Mexico, and having some stem cells at the Performance Institute. So that's going to be pretty cool, I think. Fun content. And then, not to mention, like I said, the stuff around the Marshall Way and that. And that leads me to the real talk with Terry, Shihan Terry. That's been on hiatus for quite some time now, do this. And I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me, and I started replying to some, but there's so many folks, and I was, you know, I didn't really want to share a lot of this yet. I wasn't quite ready to tell people the reason around it. So now you know. So definitely I want to spin that back up, and I have some ideas. I won't drop it too much here because I want to do it in collaboration with Terry, but definitely have some ideas around real talk as well. So yeah, that is kind of what is happening in Scotty's world. So I apologize again for the rambling video. I thought this was the easiest way to do it, and I thought I'd do it in a stroll on one of my favorite little trails here close to home. Yeah, I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking for, definitely not looking for sympathy or anything around the injuries and that. That's just life. You know, I met a young man yesterday at jiu-jitsu who had just had surgery like a day or two before on his head. He had been paralyzed for 3 years. And now he's up walking, and he came, you know, obviously he didn't roll or anything, just but to be there and stuff. I found that so incredibly inspiring. And it's like, I wish I had his name now. Maybe Professor Greg can tag him or something, but that really opened my eyes a lot, because, you know, here I am in the dumps a little bit about the stuff that I'm dealing with and some atrophy. Here's a young man who was paralyzed, and did not give up. And it's amazing. It's really incredible. So, yeah, I'm not looking for anything. I don't need sympathy. I don't need anything like that. I just need, well, support, I guess, but more in just like the us kind of support, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So stay tuned. I will try to get these up. They'll probably be shorter than this, and I'll try to get them fairly consistent. But you will follow me along my journey if you want to Mexico, to stem cells, to back into jiu-jitsu, and not. Trust me, folks, I'm not giving up on Kyokushin either. This, for me, the jiu-jitsu is this, some missing components that I've always wanted. And I'll definitely talk about that more when I get into the blog and stuff again. So, that's it. Thank you for strolling along with me on this beautiful, humid Sunday afternoon. It's about 30-something degrees here. Very humid. But the sun is going down, and it's starting to chill a bit. Tonight we have the Gordon Ryan match, which I'm looking forward to. eBay. So anyway, that is it, folks. Thank you so much. And until next time, us.